Hey, what's up? I'm back with another backup video. Today I wanted to talk to you about Duplicati. It's a tool that I've been using to back up my Dinkum saves, and I wanted to show you all how to use it. Let's get started. All right, first of what you're going to do is download Duplicati. As far as I know, Dinkum's only on Windows, so we're going to download the Windows one. All right, once the download's finished, go ahead and install it. It's going to give you a little prompt here. Don't worry about it. You can just hit more info, run anyway. We're just going to do the defaults here. And then once this installs, I'll show you how to use it. So Duplicati is a little different than your typical backup program because it runs in a browser, but it runs in the background. So you see here, I have a couple of Dinkum backups. One of them is just to another folder on my hard drive. The other one actually works for Google Drive. We're just going to be focusing on this one here. And I'm going to go ahead and create a new backup just to show how to do it. So once you run Duplicati, you have this window that comes up. We're going to hit add backup. We're going to hit configure a new backup and hit next. So it's going to give you this generic name. We're going to call this one Dinkum backup 2. We're going to select no encryption because what you would typically use for encryption is if you're protecting personal files, that's recommended. But for this, because it's Dinkum and we know Dinkum, we're just going to do no encryption to keep it simple. So we're going to hit next. We have local folder or drive. So what we're selecting first is we're selecting the destination, right? Most backup programs, you'll find that you're going to pick your source first and then the destination. This one, we're going to do the destination. So on my Windows drive, I'm just going to go ahead and create a folder. You have other storage types that you can do. Again, if you want to be fancy, we're just going to use it a local folder. So I'm going to create a new folder on my C drive. This new folder, I'm going to call it Dinkum Backups. Since I know the name of the folder, we're going to manually type in the path. I'm going to add the trailing backslash. Windows typically likes that sort of thing. So we have this folder here as our destination. We're going to hit next. And then our source data. Our source data is going to be the Dinkum game folder itself. Now, if you watched my last backup video, you know that you can type in a shortcut to access it. We're going to be doing that again. We're going to do %, app data, %, hit enter. We're going to go to app data, local low, James Bindon, and then Dinkum. What we do with this path though, is we're going to copy it and paste it into this path directly. You want to go ahead and hit add path. Yes. All right. So from here, we're going to hit next. Now, the next thing that we're going to have is the schedule. Depending on how much you play, if you play often, you want to use a shorter backup schedule. If you play every now and then, you can go ahead and do a daily backup. That's perfectly fine. So the defaults are good, automatically run backup. If you play often, what I would recommend is you can actually take this down to hours or minutes. What I typically do, if a Dinkum day is about 35 minutes, I do 15 minutes, which means that in between saves, as I'm sleeping, this will automatically run. I'm going to go ahead and hit next. You can keep these the defaults with the exception of backup retention. I like to do smart backup retention, but you can choose whichever one you like. If you want to keep all backups, that's perfectly fine, as long as you have plenty of hard drive space. What a smart backup retention will do is that over time, backups will be deleted automatically. So it's going to keep one backup for each of the last 7 days, each of the last 4 weeks, and each of the last 12 months. This is what's known as the grandfather method for backups and is widely regarded as an industry standard. I can hit save. So now I have Dinkum Backup 2. Now, I've never run a backup yet. So what you can do, there's a little link here that says run now. You can just go ahead and click it. It's going to start your backup. It's going to scan all of the files and it's going to back everything up. This is the reason why I like Duplicati over the old method, because I can go to my backup and go to restore files, and I can go all the way back in time as far as I want. If you run into an issue where Steam Cloud messes up your save, if you have this set up correctly, you won't have to worry about it because you can restore back to a much earlier point. This is the kind of backup that has a lot of integrity. What I mean by integrity is that Duplicati makes sure that the backup files are backed up correctly. What I would also recommend is that if you do have cloud storage, when you're choosing your destination, you can either choose Google Drive or OneDrive or any other service that you have and have Duplicati put those files into that folder. You'll then have a local backup and it'll also be backed up to the cloud. All right, everyone, this is Offend and Commit, being a DevOps engineer. Good luck, everybody. Bye.